What's up, cousin?
What's good?
Ain't nothing, man. Trying to make it happen. What's going on with you?
Man, shit, chilling. About to get on this game.
What you about to play? 2K?
Okay?
Every time we talk, when we did the Scoopy Radio podcast, I think you were playing Madden back in the
Yeah,
fall.
I play all the games, bro.
Who's your squad on 2K?
Huh? I don't play no squad. I only play in the park. I only play rec with my player.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
Nothing, man. I've been paying attention to what's going on in the league. I've been writing like crazy. Somebody's in the comments saying your hair growth is like crazy.
Well, mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've been taking good care of it, man. When you're happy, man, you'd be surprised how much hair you can grow when you're happy.
Well, hopefully some of that energy rub off on me, you know.
Come on, man. We get it, huh? We get it over there. We get it over there, my brother. How you doing, though? You good?
Working hard. Podcast is going well. Writing is going well. Just paying attention to everything that's been going on with the league. And I'm curious to know your thoughts on everything that went on yesterday.
You said on everything with the league?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Bringing back basketball?
Yeah. How do you feel? Do you feel as though it's safe?
I mean, no, it's probably not safe, but, you know, people do crazy things, man. I mean, I know the fans want them back. I know a lot of players that want to play and compete and do the things that they love, but, I mean, is it safe? I don't know. Probably not, but, you know, we tend to do a lot of shit that's not safe. I mean, people fucking go bungee jumping and jumping out of planes all the time. That shit ain't safe, but it's fun and they do it, so.
Right. When I look at Kyrie Irving's part, you actually were in a movie with him, Uncle Drew. Are you surprised, based off of what's been reported, how outspoken and how much respect he's commanded from his peers?
I mean, Kyrie's a good dude, man. He's smart. He's very intelligent. You know, he knows. He knows himself. He knows what he stands for and what he believes in. So, I mean, anybody that has a voice that believes in what they speak and what they say and what they do, then more power to you. Been an individual to always speak out about what he likes and what he believes, doesn't believe. So it's cool, to have somebody in that light, in that. He's a superstar in this league, so people are gonna listen, and when he speaks, so it's good. I mean, it's time they start opening their ears and listen to the guys, that a lot of these kids are looking up to.
When I look at like the landscape of the NBA, I kind of feel like we're in a. So hear me for a second. When I look at Melo, I look at LeBron, I look at those guys. Those are the OGs now, right?
That's weird, right?
Huh, isn't it?
That's weird, right? They were so young, and we were so young in the beginning, and now we're the OGs and the elderly. That's funny.
Yeah, y'all got your Canes and your NBA AARP cards. When I look at Kyrie, though, guys like Kyrie, guys like KD, guys like Steph Curry, guys like Harden and Lillard, I feel like they were where Melo and LeBron were like 2014. Like that baton has been passed. But then you have the next generation like Ja Morant. You have the next generation of Zion Williamson. When you look at today's NBA player, do you admire how more vocal they are as opposed to maybe your age bracket in the 90s?
Man, well, like when I was young, we didn't have a voice. It was like you're young, you gotta be quiet, you gotta like wait your turn to have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Better guys, I mean, so popular, before they even make it to the league, and now when they get to the league, it's like, they've already had the fan base to be able to speak and to have their word be heard, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does, and I think when I look at the Ja Morants, I look at the Zion Williamsons, I think there's a level of humility, almost like kind of a throwback. They respect you guys. They're receptive of you, but they're also carving their own niche. And I think that kind of goes back to what you were talking about, the fan base.
As they should, though. Like we should all have a voice, no matter how old, how young, how many years you've been in the league.
Sure.
Because we all believe in something. We all want to stand for something. So it's good that a lot of more people are speaking out. express how they feel, because a while when I came in the league, they didn't care.
Yeah.
So
When I
it's beautiful to see, actually.
I would agree with you. When I had just listened to a lot of athletes talk about race relations, and all of those things. I think Utah, the Russell Westbrook thing in Utah opened people's eyes that fans say a lot of things. You see it on social media, people say
I'm
things.
surprised. You'll be surprised when some mean fans or even racist fans can say some crazy things. I mean, probably not as much as guys like Jackie Robinson, who have to literally put up with that shit during the games, after the games, every day at home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I can only imagine. But they do say some crazy shit, and sometimes, and then when we like react from it, we're the animals, we're the instigators, we're the ones that started it.
Where do you draw the line where people say, okay, well, we're the fans, we pay the big bucks, we could say whatever we want, but then
Don't
the
come
athletes.
tell you like this. Don't come to the game. Like, if that's the case, don't come. If you're gonna be that rude and that mean, don't come to the game, because you're gonna ruin it for everybody else who actually wants to see the guys play and
Sure.
want to see them play. Like, what do you set an example for the kids that are coming, that are fans? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you got to look at. I mean, it's okay to be a heckler, like
Yeah.
college, and like college. When I was in college, Oregon State, the Wazoos, they all call me Gary Coleman, and I was like, yeah, cool. Up on watching Gary Coleman, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I just wanted them to shut up, So I would just go out and ball out, and I was like, yeah. So I would bring my mom to the game, and she would have Gary Coleman's mom. What you know what I'm saying? It's like you play into it. It's more of a fun, fun gesture in college. But when you get into the pros, it's like, they feel like they're like some fans can just say what they want, and we can't. We don't have the right to respond the way we want to.
Yeah, Nate, we shown our edge a little bit. There's actually some young kids that are in this chat that may not know who the hell Gary Coleman is.
Oh man, Gary Coleman is. I want to mention because they hate being called that. He's what I would say, a little person, a dwarf, but
Yes.
age. He just looks like a little kid, but he's a grown man. And I think Enemy and Lacus is like that. So there's a couple famous people that have made it famous, that have that, I would say, disease, or I forget what it is, or down. I forget what it is. I can't remember. But Gary Coleman's just cool, man. He just made it cool to be little. And when I was a kid, like, I grew up watching him. My mom, we all fans, and I thought it was like an honor them calling me Gary Coleman, and I was pretty good at basketball, so it worked. So
Zach LaVine is in a very interesting place in his career to me.
he says,
Zach LaVine, he's won multiple slam dunk championships like you. You won 3. Got hurt. He came back. He rehabbed, and he's doing his thug dizzle in Chicago with the Bulls.
he's nice. I like.
When I look at him, I see similarities in Vince Carter, and in this, and hear me out before you say, "Are you crazy?" When I look at Vince Carter, when he came to Toronto, he was a dunker. Everybody knew him as a high flyer. But when he went to New Jersey, he added repertoire to his game. He added a jumper. He added, 3-point shot. He was amongst the guys with Jay Kidd and Richard Jefferson. When I look at Blake Griffin, I see the same thing. He wasn't just a dunker. He added a jumper. He added more facets to his game. When I look at LaVine, he opted not to participate in the slam dunk contest. He did the 3-point shootout. He's got a consistent jumper, but I think he's grossly underrated. When you look at LaVine, what comparisons do you see to a past or current player in today's game?
I mean, Vince Carter almost, I would say, damn near hit it on the head. I would say, Zach got a little, because he can. I like Zach's game because he can create his own shot for himself and others.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to do that. That makes you almost unguardable. One, he has athleticism, so when he gets by guys, he's dunking it. It's easy. Guys don't even want to jump with him. So he has a lot of things that's going in his favor, and he has developed, his game over the years from, when he came in the league, when he had to be patient and wait, when he still had everything he had now, it just wasn't magnified because, the team he was on, and he had to wait. And when he got his opportunity, he came in and showed that he can really, you know, ball. It's not just a dunker. You know, he did the 3-point contest. He plays defense. He does everything. Everything you ask, he does. And people don't understand Zach LaVine's like 6'7", almost 6'8". Like, he's taller than what most people think. Like, the man can fly. And the one thing I love about him and his game, his work ethic. Him and his dad, they really grind so hard. And when he tore his ACL, I knew he was going to come back even better because of the work that he puts in and the rehab and attacking and being, you know, ready for for that moment. And he's shown that, and he's proven that he's one of the best players in this league.
The Bulls have Kobe White. They have Wendell Carter Jr. What are the Bulls missing?
Nate Robinson.
Tell me more.
Nah, I'm teasing. Not for real. The Bulls, I would just say, man, they need to get a couple more dogs around them guys that want to rebound. A Joakim Noah. They need a Luau Deng. They need somebody of that type of, you know, caliber of Bulls basketball. You know, to get around the young guys. You know, because, you know, Zach, you have your scorer, you have the guy that can lead you. You know, to many games. Now you need to put some more pieces around them to help them to, you know, to be that contending team and make it in the playoffs and go far.
Kendall Gill does the Bulls broadcast on NBC Sports Chicago, and he told me on the Scoopy Radio podcast that if the Bulls were to find a way to bring Derrick Rose back, a backcourt with Derrick Rose and Zach LaVine would be unstoppable.
That'd be fun to watch too. Like, no cap, fun to watch. Like, especially the route that D Rose had. You know what I'm saying? The struggles that he had to go through and come back and play at his best basketball, I think, over the years has been unbelievable. It's been a fun you know, ride to watch. He's been doing his thing, and, you know, for a guy to go through so much turmoil, man, and tragic, man, it was fun to watch his career develop like it did. You know, and I know he would love to come back home and play in front of his home crowd and ball out again and be a Chicago Bull. That'd be pretty fun to watch. I would definitely go pay to watch him play in Chicago.
You, having played for the Bulls, I tweeted the other day that I was going to have a Chicago Bulls killer on Instagram. Excuse me, I was going to have a Brooklyn Nets killer on Instagram Live this week. You knowing New York very well, playing for the Knicks. In 2012, you actually pretty much replaced Derrick Rose in the Bulls' starting lineup and basically shellacked the Nets when it was all said and done and progressed to the next round in 2012 or 2013.
Right.
That experience, how motivated were you to come back and forth from Chicago and New York City to put on a good show during that series against the Nets?
Honestly, man, it was just a blessing from God. I was really blessed to have the opportunity. For one, people don't understand that during that time, I was on a non-guaranteed contract, so they could have cut me at any time, you know, so I was already walking on eggshells. I was literally the third point guard off the bench. Like, Kurt Heinrich started. You had Marcus Teague coming off the bench, and then I was next. So I literally had to wait my turn and wait, you know, for the right opportunity to showcase, you know, what I can do. But God put me in the right position in the right place at the right time, man. Honestly, you know, they needed me to perform and do what I did. I came to every practice, every game, every playoff, postseason, everything. It was one of my favorite seasons that I will always remember. You know, Chicago welcomed me with open arms, so it made it real easy to play for such a great organization. And then, like I said, I told people there's magic when you put on that jersey, man. You feel that energy and that power and that aura that Jordan and Pippen and them guys laid that foundation down in Chicago. Like, you feel that when you put that jersey on. And I just wanted to leave my mark and I wanted the fans and the people to know, like, if I ever had an opportunity to play real minutes, this is how I would play. And I showcased that I wasn't just a dunker and somebody that came to the game for people to just look at like some type of, I would say, like circus act or whatever, but just a little guy that really, you know, meant about his business and just, you know, wanted to go out and just like cook motherfuckers. That was man. Like, I wanted to come out and show them that I'm a winner, and anybody that's going against me, I'm gonna try to cook them.
You know, it's interesting. When I look at you and I look at your skill set, if I'm not mistaken, you were drafted 05, 06.
05, 06.
Okay. So I feel like the point guard position, no disrespect to any of those guys, I'm using their names as examples. So you got guys like John Stockton, Jason Kidd, who are traditional point guards. You are just an athlete. You're a guard. You can play point guard. You can score like a two.
I'm a hooper. That's what
There you go. But I feel like that level of play is more normalized in this NBA era versus that era where you still had specialized positions.
Yeah,
Is that a fair assessment?
I say yeah, because one, you got take for instance Trae Young. Trae Young is a point guard, but he's a scoring point guard. Guys like John Wall, Westbrook, guys that point guard can still get buckets and still create for others. Like they're just not like flat out hoopers. Steph Curry's not a traditional point guard. He's more of a combo 2-1, but yet what? He's a hooper with all. I mean, there's so many different guys. James Harden. I mean, the list goes on and on. Crawford, Nick Swaggy P, J.R. Smith. Like these are guys that are just playing out hoopers, and you can put them anywhere on the floor, and they'll be successful. And that's just
Do you think
our
you'd
style of
fare
play.
better? Do you feel that you would fare better in this era versus the era that you started in at?
Probably any era, man. I can fit in 90s, 2000s, 20s. Like, what don't matter. I just, when you love basketball, you learn how to adapt. You learn how to play. You learn how to pick up the game on, on where it's at and where it's going. Like, for me, I love the game. I'm going to play hard. That's one thing I'm always going to do is play hard and give them all. So I'm always going to be able to play in any era. Two, I can get a bucket, and I love a challenge. I love to play defense. I love to get blocks, dunks, any and everything. I like to do it all. So I think I'll be able to survive in any.
I said, by any means necessary. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I was saying by any means necessary, you're going to get it done.
Get what?
Meaning, it doesn't matter if you score, it doesn't matter if you pass. You're an athlete. By any means necessary, you're going to make that happen.
Facts. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna give it my all, and hopefully it's good enough.
You mentioned the Bulls, and I wanted to take a step back for a second because the Last Dance is what everybody was talking about for 2 months. You wore a Bulls jersey. You played for the Bulls. You know the magnitude of Michael. You told me on my podcast, Scoopy Radio, you used to visit the Michael Jordan statue when you were in Chicago.
Every game I would go there and look. I would just look at it being awe because as a kid being from Seattle, Washington, we only saw Michael Jordan like on TV. We never got to see him live. We never got to see what he built. And when I got the opportunity, man, every game I would go to UC. I would go early and I would drive and go look at that statue, and I was just hoping like some superpowers would come from it and just go in the game and just go crazy. But just looking at it from my mind and looking at the statue, it just gave me all my flashbacks of when I was a kid, just thinking about wanting to be like Mike, wanting to wear his shoes, wanting to hoop and fly through the air, stick your tongue out, dunk, and just do all the things that Mike did and all the memories he created. You want to kind of recreate that for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
How old were you the first time you met Mike?
First time I met him personally, I was 22 years old. I just won a dunk contest, and we went to go play Charlotte, and my teammate, Quentin Richardson, introduced me to him, and I was dumb nervous. I didn't know how to approach Michael Jordan. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know, Mr. like Jordan. I didn't know what to call him. I just shook his hand, and he like, hey, big fan. He was so real. He was just like, oh, nigga, man, I love your game, Nate Robinson. And then, I call my dad immediately. Oh, Michael Jordan, you know my name. You know who I am. Yo, Dad, I could die happy, man. Now I'm good. I did it. So it was pretty cool to know that, Michael Jordan watched my game a few times and watched the dunk contest. Say he was a fan of the dunk contest and what I did. So, I mean, to be able to, to meet the man that you just idolized growing up as a kid and you want to be like, it was a great accomplishment.
What is 2 things from the Jordan documentary or the Bulls documentary that you learned that you had no clue ever happened?
One, well, that GM, he was kind of getting on my nerves. I ain't not like knowing that he really wanted to break the team up after they won championships. Further, let me know like you said, this is a business, and I think it's more than winning for them. It wasn't just about it's how they wanted to win, not
Sure.
on the players' terms. It was because they felt like it was them that got them to win because they put the team together or whatever. That kind of got under my skin a little bit. I was kind of bummed out, like, dang, like behind the scenes, like we thought this team was gonna be able to stand forever, and this is the reason why it broke up. It was kind of crushing as a fan, as a kid, knowing, damn, like this guy was like this with the team. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. But and then two, I would say the crazy thing was just Jordan, like Pippen and Rodman, them guys, just some of the things that they were doing outside of just hooping, man. Like Dennis Rodman going to Vegas and coming back one day of, like, what I'm saying? Now being in the league and knowing like how they want you to be together with the team, like it's just crazy to see that type of stuff happening back then. It was crazy.
That doesn't happen in any other. Do you know from any other situations where players were allowed?
But when I played, guys were there. Like, what I'm saying? Unless somebody had a family emergency that had to go. Like one time I had to leave. My uncle passed away, so I had to go to Oakland for a funeral, and I got what, 2 days to leave and come back. So I mean, it happens, but like, I mean, I didn't think it would be like that. Somebody going somewhere to have fun, go gamble, go do something, and come back and fly. Like, no, I never heard of that.
You mentioned Oakland. You spent some time with the Warriors. You played with my dude Charles Jenkins.
Yeah, my guy, dirty.
You were there at a time where the Warriors were starting to take shape, if you will. Steph Curry was hurt at the time.
Yep. They had play. Monte Ellis was holding the shit down. We had Darrell Wright. We had a nice little squad.
What were the early years like with Mark Jackson in Golden State?
Coach Mark was awesome, man. Honestly, man. One thing I respected from him, he honestly held everybody accountable of being a police in themselves, and then trying to be the best man that you can possibly be, even outside of basketball. I love that, Coach Mark was a pastor. He always, spoke, the word to us sometimes in practice and give us little scriptures to, to go out and like perform and do it the best we can possibly do. I love that. That was pretty cool. But he was a players coach, man. He believed in his players, and he wanted it. It's all about the players. And he gave me an opportunity to come in. He was like, Nate, you come on my team, bro. You got a clean slate. I don't care what people said about you. This is my impression of you. Show me who you are. And he gave me an opportunity to show that.
Why do you think he's so misunderstood?
Because he speaks the word, and they don't want it. They don't want that.
Yeah, as a believer yourself, and me as a believer as well, I always see comments, like people always say Mark Jackson preaches the word down the player's throat. Can you clarify that?
I was on his team. He's never preached it down. He forced us on it. He would just, like, when we lead our team, he would lead our team in prayer. I don't see nothing wrong with that. He's saying a couple scriptures on timeouts when we're on TV, and he's trying to give guys some encouragement. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why they would say that, and it's corny, but it's real. It is. That's the reason probably why he hasn't had a coaching job, because of that particular reason, and that sucks. I mean, even guys like Tim Tebow. Now, Tim Tebow, one of the dopest college football players ever. How you not really give that man an opportunity for real chance because he believes in Christ and he takes a knee and prays, and you got John 3:16 and Philippians 4:13 on his, visible for people to see. That's positivity. I understand why they wouldn't want that.
No, that's real. That's real. Steph Curry, during the time that you were there and he was there, he was hurt, but what was special about him during his rehab process, during his time with the team? Did you know then what everybody sees now?
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it in him because when he was hurt, he was just so down on being hurt. He just really, really wanted to show the world and show the people that, the guy that can get the job done. And he was the guy that, people believed in. And every day he was in rehab, doing this thing, getting his ankle right, and he was shooting. I've never seen him and Clay, two people, not just him, but him and Clay shoot thousands of shots every single day
Mm-hmm.
against each other, shot for shot. And sometimes they would never even miss, maybe one each, like going around. Like it was pretty cool to watch, and knowing that the repetition that he put in is the reason why he can shoot the shots that he's shooting today.
You're a free agent. Jamal Crawford's a free agent. J.R. Smith is a free agent. We're trying to figure out what's going to go on with the season. Are we having it or are we not? The age-old question, what team would Jamal Crawford fit on if a team were to sign him? What teams could compete in the bubble could use Jamal's services?
Definitely can use him for sure. Because, I mean, having somebody that can come off the bench and give you buckets and that can just get buckets, like especially in times when, you know, a lot of teams are going dry spouts and dry spells where they don't, you know, they can't score, they can't seem to get a good energy. Jamal's one of them guys that can literally start. I mean, I watched a man score 16 consecutive buckets before in a row. Not points, guys. Understand, 16 consecutive shots. That's hard to do.
Right.
He's every time down court, he's touching the ball, shooting it, making it. Like that, it's unbelievable. Like he's one guy that I've idolized watching how he moves, how he scores, how he passes, just everything. I've watched Jamal since I was in 8th grade and fell in love with his basketball game, man. He's been, you know, such a joy, you know, to look up to. And I'm glad I have great role models and great peers that have showed me the way and, you know, gave me the confidence that I needed to, you know, to believe that I can make it as well.
Yeah, I texted Jamal a couple days ago, and I told him that I was going to be doing a live with you. He texted me back and said, Nate's going to be a fun interview.
I try to be, bro.
What do you think that there is such a thing as bias when it comes to guys like you, JR, Jamal, and more as to why GMs won't seriously consider signing you guys? Is there such a thing as being blackballed in the NBA?
There is, man. I've been blackballed, but I think I had the control of, I think, my destiny. I can't just blame it all on them, because I definitely played a role because I was so young in the league and I just wanted to be. I was just happy to be there. I didn't care, you know, too much about, you know, we have 80-something games. I was like, bro, okay, we lose next game. Like, I don't understand why is everybody pouting with sad faces like we're not blessed to be here where we live and how we're, you know, we're playing the game we love, getting paid millions of dollars. Like, everybody should be happy. Like, I get that, but we have to do a better job. You got to start changing something around and giving different guys opportunities. But, you know, I'm not the coach. I'm not the GM. I'm not the owner. So, you know, it's out of my hands. All I have to do is show up. But, I mean, I believe that I was blackballed out the league. And, I mean, I'm 36 now, in the best shape of my life, and can play with the best of the best. And I don't understand why I'm sitting at home on live talking to y'all when I should be playing.
When is the last time that you've legitimately gotten a call of inquiry about potentially coming back to a team?
20, what? Maybe 2016, 2017. Couple teams I was supposed to try out. Well, I tried out for, what was it, Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
For a little tryout when I was doing the Uncle Drew movie. And the cast and you know, everybody was like, you should go, because I didn't know if I was going to go between the hours that we had working, making the movie. And I was like, well, I don't want to miss this opportunity making the movie either. But they was like, yo, this is something that you love, you want to do, go do it. And the director gave me a couple of days off to go try out, and I respect them for that. It was love. I went, had a great workout in front of Jamal was there. A lot of different NBA players were there that was on the team. We had a good run. Shot the ball extremely well, and they ended up picking Aaron Brooks, another Seattle legend. So, you know, if it wasn't me, it was him. It was awesome. He had the opportunity to play that season with them, did a solid job, and, you know, I unfortunately had to go overseas that year, and it was still cool. I still ended up winning the championship in Venezuela, and, you know, playing the game that I love. So, like I said, I'll go anywhere and play. It's not, you know, the league. I'll play wherever. I'll go Drew League, Dykeman, West 4th Street, like I'm everywhere. I hope I do it all. So
Help me understand something. So I remember I had gotten a tip that J.R. Smith and Philly Cheese were going to be playing. Dion Waiters were going to have potentially have a tryout, and they ended up having a tryout. And they meet with these teams, they work out, they try out. There's a lot of people that don't know what tryouts entail. We can think of gym class, sitting in Indian style, waiting for the gym teacher to call. What is an actual tryout like for a free agent?
Man, honestly, man, they just put you through a series of workouts. They'll push you to the limit as you test your wind. They'll test your jump shot while you're tired. They'll run you and get you real tired, and then they'll make you shoot and do all the drills and stuff that they want you to do and see how you perform, under distress, under being tired and fatigued. They'll do that. Then they'll sit down and just talk with you afterwards and, let you know what they're looking for, pretty much what they want you to be all the time. They always do that. And then they do the evaluation and they'll give you a call. If they like you, then they'll just sign you and say, yo, we want you to come play, blah, 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 and all that. Or you just got to wait a couple days and they'll say thanks or no thanks. And you just got to wait.
You play for Coach Tibbs.
For a series of workouts, and then they just ask you some questions from your previous teams and whatnot, or bring up something that happened, and then they'll just ask you pretty much, have you learned from either a mistake that you have made in the past, and how would you handle certain just little shit.
You played for Coach Tibbs in Chicago. Many people believe that the Knicks could be a place for him as the potential next head coach. They still have a coach, interim coach. And I guess the question for you is, you being a former Knick, you playing for Tibbs, what are the pros of New York bringing him in?
I mean, honestly, man, Coach Tibbs is one of the dopest coaches I've ever played for. One, he showed me about professionalism, really, being a student of the game, studying, the playbook, knowing every position. Just, it's like, knowing the enemy more than they knows itself. It's just prepared, and he's always prepared. He always has a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So that's one thing they're gonna get out of Coach Tibbs. He expects every player to practice, every player to bring their A game, and he preaches with defense first. Because if you play defense, you'll get offense. So if you want to play defense, if you want to play offense, you got to play defense. I love that about him, and he's just a hard-nosed coach. His voice a little raspy. Can't understand him too much because he's screaming, but his voice is so raspy. But he's a good dude, man. He was real hard on, especially hard on me, but hard on a lot of players, especially the ones that he really believed in. Took me a while to understand that, and I mean, he gave me opportunity, so I have nothing bad to say about the man. He's been awesome.
You talked about not being able to play in the NBA. You played college football. You're 36. Legitimately, at this point in life, would you consider a career in the NFL?
Yeah, I can play football too.
What's stopping you?
Seahawks gave me a little tryout, but if I really got with a trainer, if I worked out with Chad Ochocinco and worked out with Antonio Brown and went against some of the best that has good footwork and stuff, I know I would be able to play in the league.
Michael Jordan, they talked in the documentary about how he went from when he was retired playing baseball to playing basketball. And there was a transition. When I asked you about the two things that you learned about yourself in the documentary, that's one thing that I found fascinating. The fact that even with him transitioning from baseball to basketball, he was still effective. Is that same transition the case with basketball and football as it is baseball and basketball?
Yeah, there's no difference. It's just learning the sport, learning the movements, learning the playbook, learning the style. I mean, anybody can learn it. It's just, how fast can you, comprehend the information and what you're going to do with it when it's your turn to actually go out and play and compete. But most of it is just within the person, man. If you're a dog and you're a hog, you can do anything. You can compete and do any sport. I feel I can go play baseball right now. I never played baseball a day in my life, but if you put me out there with the baseball guy, you would think that I've been playing baseball my whole life.
Okay, so football season starts in September. Hypothetically, you're the star. You play for the hometown Seattle Seahawks. Are you at corner? Are you a running back? Where are they putting you?
Wherever they want to, wherever they need me. That's what type of player Nate Robinson is. You need me on old coach, I can play offense. You need me on defense, I can do that. Special teams, put me wherever, bro. I'm a jack of all trades, bro. I can offense or defense. That was the beauty of being able to play multiple sports. Is I want to play. I just want to be on the field. Like if you want me to kick and kick onside, bro, I'm gonna kick the ball the best I can. You feel me? Like wherever you want me to play, I want to play.
No, that's real. The NBA season potentially resumes. Do you like the Lakers' chances, the Clippers' chances, or the Bucks' chances better?
I mean, honestly, man, I just think that the Clippers have too much firepower for guys. And they play hard. They play as a team. It's going to be tough to, beat the Clippers, bro. I'm sorry to say that. Like, watching what they've done previous, now they got, healthy PG, healthy Kawhi. They got, Pat Bev. They got Lou Will. They got guys come like they got too many killers.
The Nets have Kyrie, KD, Joe Harris, DeAndre Jordan, Karis LeVert.
No, Joe Harris is from Washington. Like, Joe Harris, I apologize for not knowing you were from Washington. Kudos to you, bro. Welcome to the family.
When did you find that out?
Man, I was just randomly just looking. I was like, man, that Nate, Joe Harris. And I was like, man, let me Google this guy. I Googled him. I said, where's Joe Harris from? He's like from some small part of Washington. I'm like, oh, my God, this guy's from my right around the corner from me. So it's pretty good to see another guy, make it out of Seattle, man. Got to add him to our list. Can't leave out Joe Harris.
Do you think that there's going to be a huge adjustment, assuming there is a season next season, with KD and Kyrie in year one of them on the court together?
Man, honestly, it's going to be fun to watch. They're going to be fun to watch together as you're hooping. Because, I mean, Kyrie's style is it's so free. And KD is just out there balling and, sniper gang. You know what it is. Mm-hmm. He really brings, that championship mentality when he's playing. He's one of the hardest persons as a guard, one of the best players in NBA history. You heard what I said, one of the best players in NBA history. So it's gonna be fun to see those two together, healthy and balling, man. I'm excited for next season for sure.
Where do you place KD as those tops? You put him as one of the best players in the history. Where do you place him amongst the greats?
Anywhere over Charles Barkley. Anywhere over Sir Charles. You're definitely over Sir Charles, my brother. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think you're right. One of your former coaches, Isaiah Thomas, said, I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, and he said that to me. He said he's a great
guy right there.
Do you think when you talk about KD and you talk about him being a GOAT, you mentioned Charles Barkley. When I talked to Charles about this, I said, Zion reminds me of him with hops. And he said, you can't compare because he can't run 100 miles an hour and dunk. Do you see a comparison between Charles and Zion? And if not, then who?
Man, Zion's way more athletic than Charles. I would say right. Charles has more of a complete game. Like, Charles Barkley was nasty, bro. Like,
he was
nasty. He was a killer. I mean, whenever you can get your own shoe outside like Jordan and certain guys, bro, you're filthy. And his shoes were fire. So, but yeah, Chuck, I mean, he did it all, man. He rebounded, he can push the ball, but he could score. And he was a bigger dude. He was an undersized undersized 4-man, playing the 3-4. He was a beast, man. And like for like just for him to even be like mentioned even with a Charles Barkley, I mean, you're a legend.
Is it too early to make those kind of comparisons for Zion?
Nah, man, it's not too early, but I mean, people are gonna do that. Zion's his own man. He's his own player. There hasn't been a Michael Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. But there's been a Kobe Bryant. There's been, there hasn't been the same Tim Duncan, the same another power forward, but there's been a Kevin Garnett. There's different guys, so Zion's his own man. He's his own player. And I think that, I mean, to really compare the two, I mean, you can say it just off of their body builds, the way they play, their style, but now they're totally two different players. Like, you got to put, like, Zion got Vince Carter hops. It's like he has Vince Carter. It's like Vince Carter putting Vince Carter hops on Charles Barkley. That's what it would look like. That'll look just like what Zion is.
Bro, that's crazy you say that, because when I look at LeBron, I used to tell people all the time, LeBron is more Magic and Oscar Robertson than he is Michael. So when people make those comparisons, it's crazy. But when
No,
I watch,
they're just comparing victories and the rings and him being the one being the one, the best player ever. That's what they're comparing the best players ever. And that's the two.
but when I look at
I don't see
LeBron,
it ever. If you're gonna compare anybody to Michael Jordan, it's got to be Kobe Bryant. They play, they look, they hoop just alike. Like that's the closest we have to Mike is Kobe, not LeBron.
but when
LeBron,
I,
Johnson, Oscar, like you said, Magic Johnson.
yeah, yeah, I think, but I also think when I look at LeBron, I see Scottie Pippen.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why LeBron's he's a GOAT. He's one of the best
Mm-hmm.
ever. He's all those players.
Mm-hmm. I know you. I don't want to take up a ton of your time. I got a few more questions. Number one, when you talk about comparisons, um, your former teammate Stephon Marbury talked about how
Beast,
Kobe. What you say?
Marbury beast.
Yes, he is. He told me on the Scoopy Radio podcast that Michael is in a category by himself.
Facts.
Kobe's next. LeBron can't be mentioned in the same sentence. But do you? But hear me out. If Michael Jordan is used as the measuring stick for wins, why do people ignore Bill Russell?
Because it's like Bill Russell's like, I don't know if you read the Bible, like the Book of Enoch. He's like one of the guys I took away and will never have to worry about the earth ever again. Have to see him. He's like the Book of Enoch. He's Enoch. He won 18 championships. It's so crazy. How do you not talk about a man that's won more championships than some guys have winning seasons? You feel me? Like that's crazy. Like that's why, because he's Russell been through so much, bro, and all the time when he was playing, he was playing when racism was at its all-time high. You feel me? So like with him, that's why they don't mention him, because he's up with the gods. That's why he's like all his accolades are up there with the gods.
Kobe Bryant is the closest to Michael. If he had won those two championships that he lost, will we be having a different conversation?
You say what?
Okay. So if Michael Jordan is used as the measuring stick because he won 6 championships, right?
Yeah.
Kobe lost in 2004 with the Lakers when they lost to the Pistons. The Lakers lost in 2008 against the Celtics, right? Kobe has 5. If Kobe had won those 2, he would have 7. If Kobe had 7, will we be having a different conversation as it relates to the comparisons between Michael and Kobe?
Possibly because of the winnings. Kobe played 20 years in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
with one team,
he'll be the closest. I mean, and he been on one team. Like that's what I love about Michael Jordan. Been on one team doing it. Kobe been on one team doing it. And
well, technically, Michael was on 2.
LeBron wins all his championships in Cleveland.
Right.
You probably can say, then that's the argument. Is that
last question? Kobe Bryant, legend, of course. It's a 2-part question. Where were you when you found out that he passed away? And what is your fondest memory of going toe-to-toe with Kobe? I need a story.
Honestly, bro, I was getting a deep tissue massage when I found out Kobe's passing, and my phone just kept ringing and kept ringing. And I'm like, man, usually like there's like back to back to back, and I'm like, bro, the lady was like, yo, do you want to get your phone? I was like, here, just have my phone. Have my phone. I see stuff on it. Oh my God, you hear about Kobe? I'm like, what? And I think I was like fake news, because people was like, stop playing on my phone. I didn't tell people, stop playing on my phone. You lying? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So then I was like, all right. So I sat up and I started going to the social media, started going on to the news, and I'm like, yo, this is for real, for real. Like, are they serious? So then I was like, all right, I gotta go. I had to leave. So I left, drove home, turned the TV on, and I was just glued to the TV. Like, man, is this factual? Like, there's no way. Like I thought it was fake. I didn't want to believe it. I think part of me didn't want to believe it, and then the other part was just like how? Like, how's this happen? And then the story started to unfold, and it was sad. Like, I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know whether to cry. I didn't know what to feel. Honestly, I was I was just hurt as a player, as in somebody that you look up to growing up as a kid, watching him grind throughout your whole life. And it's like you feel like you're a part, like you've known him personally for so many years. And then to actually get to know him hooping wise, being in the games, him saying what's up, him taking pictures of my, with my kids, uh, playing in many games, many battles against him. And he always showed love and always showed respect, man. And it was just, I was sad. I was hurt. And I was hurt for his family, for his daughters, his wife. Like, it was just sad for just the world, the whole basketball community.
Yeah, he was an icon that was lost. I know I said that.
But I was really sad, and I was just like, wow, like, that's why we have to enjoy. We have to enjoy each other. We have to enjoy each other's company. The people that you associate with, you love, friends and family. Like, we got to enjoy these times, especially times now. Like, it's even getting even worse. Our world is slowly deteriorating. We got to figure out a way to save it, to save each other.
Yeah, you preached the gospel today, sir. I know I said I had one more question, and it was the Kobe question, but I'm really curious because we didn't talk about slam dunk contest at all.
Yeah, what's up? You got slam dunk contest short questions?
So I was at the slam. We were both at the slam dunk contest while in Chicago, and I feel as though there has been no creativity since you and Dwight did it, and before that, Vince Carter.
Man, they have to, because the NBA they don't like to let us have that creativity because everything is timed. So everything is like the dunk contest has to be done at a certain time. Like, they don't want it to go too longer than. It's a lot. It's a lot behind the scenes that people just don't understand, man. But that's something that they do have to bring back as a creativity side, like letting guys venture off and bring in talent and fun things and jumping over certain things. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have to just try to figure out a way to jazz it up. I believe that they need to add instead of having you have a dunk contest champion, and then like how I just see it on TV, they were doing whoever's the top blockers in the league versus the best dunkers and see who can dunk on each other. Block. Like, that needs to be a thing. Like, who's the best shot blocker in the league? Okay, let's see who can block the most dunks. Like, you gotta make it more entertainment for everybody, man. I don't know. It's just they gotta add something more to it.
And I feel like
they gotta bring back playing old music. Like, back in the day when I was a kid, they used to play their that dunk contest. The participant, they used to play their favorite song to get them hyped to dunk. Like, can you imagine that? Guys can bring out certain artists. It's like, like you're going to a boxing match and they bring out the artist. You bring out your artist, you go out and make us do a song, and you go out and dunk and do something crazy. Like, that'd be fire.
Yeah, it's. I still feel like you were in your own category, but I feel like since Vince, and maybe in 2016 in Toronto with LaVine and Aaron Gordon, I feel like Vince shut it down.
Robbed a couple of times because he had some crazy dunks. Like, he should have.
He got robbed this year.
One, and then this past year, he should have shared it with Mr. Jones. I think that should have been equally. Like, there's no way you can't pick a loser. There's no way you pick a loser in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that the slam dunk contest. I remember. I think when you try to do too much, it muddles the organic process of what it is.
Bring in the music, let guys just go in and dunk, and then let everybody and then they got to let dunk contest champions be the judge. Myself, Vince Carter, Zach LaVine, like former dunk contest champion. Mm-hmm. We're tired of just random guys, not random guys, but you see what happened with D-Wade picking around. Like, come on, bro. Like, that, it can't happen. It can't happen.
And then Aaron Gordon made a diss track.
Yeah. Got guys doing stuff like that. Like, it can't happen, man. That would say, like, what we say should go. Like, we're dunkers. I'm not saying that, like, Dwayne, them guys don't know dunking because he dunked on plenty of people. Sure. But I'm saying dunk contest dunking, like, we should have the votes of actual, champions.
Is there, like, a board that you got to, like, pitch that to? Like, do you guys?
The NBA, they control it all.
Okay.
Silverman, man, get them on the line. Let's chat.
Yeah. Because you're transitioning to the next phase. You guys like Iverson, you guys like Kenyon Martin, you guys are the young OGs. You guys got the OG status a lot faster just off of social media and reputation than a lot of the OGs got.
Facts. But the OGs, we know who they are. They're guys that really, you know, about that action, really stand for something. Guys like Stackhouse, you know, Steven Jackson, like the real ones, the real of the real.
Brother, thank you for your time.
You know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. Love y'all,
Where,
man. Love
where
y'all.
can people, your podcast?
My podcast, it was me and Bulls. We had to hold that podcast. We're thinking about bringing it back. I'm not sure yet, man. During this time, I think it'll be pretty cool. But right now, we're focusing on our brand. We have a Hold That brand. If you guys want to follow, go to holdclothing.com. You can follow us on Instagram. It's Hold That Clothing. But I got some cool merch, some cool shirts and hats, socks, and a whole bunch of stuff that's coming to the brand. So stay tuned. Take a look out. Keep a lookout for Hold That Clothing. You know, coming to a house near you. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everybody can be rocking it. So,
brother, thank you.
all right, B.